Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new here. It might get really loud outside at some point and I'm really sorry about that, but let's try to focus on the topic of today's video, which is going to be that. Oh my god, okay. I'll do my best to not let it disturb the quality of the video and the quality of the audio specifically. Ugh. Alright, anyways. Okay, guys, so this is so frustrating. Oh my god. Let's talk about why you need people to heal in this video. Let's get started. I'm gonna close the window. Oh my gosh. Anyways. Okay, guys, so I talk a lot about solitude and how important it is to spend time in solitude in order to heal. How important it is to be able to spend time by yourself, be able to spend time in your own company, not to jump from relationship to relationship, not needing people around you at all times to distract you from your own thoughts and from whatever it is that you're going through. To not be afraid of solitude. And that is really valid and that is really important. I'm very much standing by that. However, my point is never that you should just be always alone and strive to be alone and be afraid of other people, because you can only heal certain wounds with the help of other people. So entering relationships with other people. Oh, yeah, that is actually a really big topic, and that's something that I want to talk about today because sometime, I want to say around COVID, I think actually before COVID, there was a lot of information online about how, well, like lots of posts and stuff like that targeted to young women that you should heal before you enter relationships. You should learn to fully love yourself before you can love anyone else. You should fully learn how to cherish yourself and love yourself and like heal your wounds before you enter relationships with other people. And that seemed really overwhelming to me because I was healing at the time, like from my past relationships. And I really, I did take a lot of time to heal, to read the books on relationships and watch lots of videos and do lots of journaling and do lots of meditating. Like I really took my time, and that information also kind of like put pressure on me because I felt like I was doing a really good job, but at the same time, it's like, we all have our moments of weakness, and I felt like, well, should I never enter relationship again until I'm fully healed, and like how long will that take? And little did I know at the time that that is complete BS. Like this is as wrong as it can be, and honestly, if anything, that's a really damaging message, and I would like to talk about it today because please don't ever think that you should be fully healed and fully knowledgeable on self-love and like completely perfect at self-love, really, before you can like enter a relationship with other people. This is, it just makes no sense. It just sounds really cruel, if anything, because it also makes you sound like you are damaged. There's something so wrong with you, like you cannot be with other people if you're not completely healed. But the thing is that healing takes a lot of time. It can take a lifetime, and that's okay. Like life is all about learning things and experiencing things and getting hurt and healing and moving on, you know what I mean? And like oh my god, yeah, this is, anyways. And I specifically want to talk about romantic relationships today because I feel like that is something that is usually the target of those kinds of posts and that kind of messaging, that like before you fully healed, do not enter other relationships. Like that's wrong, by the way. That is so wrong. the truth is actually the opposite of that. You can only heal certain wounds in relationships with other people. You need other people to heal certain wounds. And let me tell you how that works, including on my own example as well. So you can get really hurt in relationships, especially if you're really young, but not necessarily at all. And the truth of the matter is that sometimes after that, you might want to take a break from dating and from relationships. And that's exactly what I did at a time, like years ago. After like really hurtful relationships, I took a break from any kind of dating at all. And I was just fully devoting myself to healing. And I do think that that was a correct decision. I did the right thing. Absolutely. Well done, me. However, something very peculiar happens when you enter a healthy relationship. And I have heard other people talk about this, but not enough people. Not enough people. Because you have no idea what happens when you enter a healthy relationship after having been in really hurtful, toxic relationships. So when you are single and you think that there can be a point when you think that you're fully healed. There can be a point when you feel like, well, first of all, I am ready to be in a relationship. I'm fully healed. I love myself. I'm very comfortable by myself and all that stuff. I actually want to talk about that separately. How do you know that you're ready to be in a relationship again after being hurt? That's a separate topic. But here we're focusing on healing wounds in relationships. You might feel like you are fully centered in yourself, and you are. It's not an illusion, it's true. But then you enter a healthy relationship that is healthy. Absolutely. And you start getting triggered on the things that you know are objectively like not a big deal, or they are not very serious. You start getting triggered and you start noticing that your old wounds are opening up in a completely new way. And that might terrify you because, depending on how you feel about this and how you think about all these topics like healing on relationships, you might feel like you're not ready to be in a relationship actually. Or you might feel like you are so severely damaged that there is no amount of healing that can like help you, or that like you can never ever be ready because you are actually not healed yet and you need to take more time. And you couldn't be more wrong when it comes to that, because all of this like messaging is actually really toxic. Like, this is exactly why you are feeling the way you're feeling in a relationship, in a healthy one, right? This is exactly why you're getting triggered, because you could not possibly have your wounds triggered when you are single. You cannot have your relationship wounds triggered when you are healing by yourself, you're hanging out with your friends, you're reading your books, you're not dating. You start to feel like you are fully complete and in control. And that is true to an extent, because obviously you are complete. Like, you don't need anyone to complete you. Don't get that wrong. But like, you cannot have, you might feel like you're healed, but the thing is that you cannot, like, if those wounds like don't get triggered, you won't feel it. Like, you won't feel like you need any kind of healing at all. When you are single, when you are alone, you're not dating, you do not get your relationship wounds triggered, because in order to get those wounds triggered, you need to enter a relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just what it is. And when you get in a relationship, a healthy relationship, right? Yeah. You will start getting, eventually it will just happen. Let's say it's very likely to happen. Your relationship wounds will start getting triggered because you are in a relationship with someone. There's another person who is interacting with you and who is obviously like triggering whatever needs to be triggered. And if you are feeling uncomfortable feelings about your wounds, if you're feeling, you know, maybe like really extreme emotions sometimes, instead of running away from that or trying to come up with an excuse to like not be in that relationship anymore, even though you like this person and, you know, all that stuff, look deeper and understand that that is actually a really, really, really fantastic and good thing. Take that as a blessing, if anything, because if you have your relationship wounds triggered, that means that you can finally heal them. You can't heal something that's not being triggered. You can't heal something that is not being brought to light. You know, if you are feeling completely comfortable and good when you are single, it's only because those wounds are not in danger. Like those wounds are not being touched because there's no one there to touch them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it doesn't hurt. And that's like, I can't really give any judgment to that, because like it is a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's a bad thing, like, because you can't heal them fully, and that's only relevant really if you want to be in a relationship in the future. But you know, obviously it's a good thing in the moment because like it doesn't hurt, because again, no one triggers it. So when you are, and I'm wishing you all to enter a healthy relationship, and when you start experiencing these pains from the old wounds because you are interacting with another person, please take as long as it needs, you know, to actually address that on your own. You can also talk about this to your partner and ask them to reassure you and ask them to, you know, spend some time with you and talk about this if that's what you need. Or like, once again, you can just do this work by yourself and journal about this, meditate about this, do some shadow work about this. But these are fantastic, fantastic opportunities actually to actually look really, really deep and heal the wounds that are really, really deep, and heal those relationship wounds. Same thing when it comes to, for example, friendships. You cannot heal friendship wounds if you don't enter friendships. You cannot heal those like trust wounds if you do not enter any kind of relationship with people where you need to experience trust, when you need to trust other people. You know what I'm saying? It like, you can say the same thing about absolutely anything, but you do need other people to heal your wounds, really deep ones, sometimes, especially. So please, 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 I'm asking you, do not shut yourself away from the world, and do not feel like you're not like ready ever to date, to be in a relationship with anybody ever again, if you still feel like you are getting triggered every once in a while, because that's a completely normal thing. The most important thing for you is to not run away from that, to actually stay there, feel that, and not like run away from that. You know, sit with that pain, feel that pain, and try to understand what that actually means for you and what you need to learn from that. I will link some of my videos, some of my past videos in the description below, because I made some good videos about how to process difficult emotions, I have a whole playlist on processing difficult emotions, ethically and ecologically. I will link a video on shadow work as well. You guys, please understand that that is a fantastic opportunity. This is not a curse, it's always, always a blessing. And you are human. You are going to experience unpleasant, negative feelings in your life, because that's what life is about, experiencing things and experiencing a spectrum of emotions, and that is completely fine. And once again, you cannot heal something that you're not aware of. You cannot heal something if it's not being triggered, because you don't know where to look. And when something is getting triggered and you feel that discomfort and that pain, you know exactly where to look. There. You look exactly there. So, yes, anyways, please let me know if you have any questions about this. Let me know if you want me to talk about anything specific regarding this topic. If you want me to cover any other similar topics, I will be thinking about more ideas by myself as well, because I think it's really, really important to talk about this. I saw a really important and really comforting post about this a few years ago. I don't have it saved. I unfortunately won't be able to like attach it anywhere here, but it helped me tremendously to feel adequate, to feel like myself, to feel like I'm not crazy for feeling, some kind of like discomfort sometimes, or feeling like something very deep is being triggered despite being in a healthy relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? So please don't run away from that, and take that as an opportunity to do some very deep, deep healing. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to, and you have the power to heal yourself and let other people heal you too. Give other people the opportunity to help you. Ask for help if need be. Talk to other people, the people you trust, the people who love you. Do talk to them and do let them help you. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope that you found it helpful, because I felt like it was really important to make it and talk about this. But yes, if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments. And if anything, please actually leave me a comment to support my channel, even if you don't have any questions, because that's going to help me a lot. It's going to help my channel quite a lot. So please leave some comments, and I will see you in the next one.